Hello, everybody, and welcome to Mackinu Plays, where you're watching this. However, this video is recorded for my live channel over on Mackinu117 on Twitch. I am joined with the lovely Quoted Leaf as we are about to dive headfirst into continuing one of my favorite things that I've gotten obsessed with, which is Epic the Musical. We have done the Infinite and the Horse arc. We have done the Cyclops arc and the Storm arc. We are now about to start the Puppeteer arc. And I am all too curious what y'all have to say and think about this. Me, personally, I love all the characters. We'll be meeting one of my favorite characters in this arc, and I believe we'll be meeting what will end up being one of Quoted's favorite characters in this arc. So...
Still have no idea, as I've not watched any further.
Good, I'm glad.
Very good to avoid it.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you've managed to avoid spoilers. I have a couple of things I'm really looking forward to for some like reveals. And the main thing about this is, yes, I have seen this, so this may be a weird reaction. However, most of my community has not. So this is for them, and Quoted hasn't. So I brought him along for the ride.
Hey.
We are going to be starting with Puppeteer. And a couple of things right off the bat that I will make note to those who are new to my channel. We do our damnedest to not just let the song go through. We pause, it's a conversation, we talk about it. This is a reaction. I'm not here just to listen through with no commentary. If you were looking for that, go look at the original videos, which will be linked in the comments below. I just realized I didn't do that with part 2. I didn't put them in the description because I forgot when I uploaded. I will go back and fix that in part 2 and put them in the comments because my brain completely fluffed on that one.
Understandable.
Sorry. A little sick apparently. But rule of thumb, we are subscribing to all of the artists. This one is also done by Gigi. We got Gigi back again. Hell yeah.
Sweet.
I've liked Gigi's. They're really colorful the way they do it. Yeah, so let's get into it. He has every right to look that depressed before anybody gives him shit.
Captain, I have something that I must confess. Something that I must get off my chest. Until it is said, I cannot rest. Captain, you really gotta make sure this island is secure. But
remember how I said when his crew keeps going Captain, it starts to get annoying? Homeboy just wants a break. Give him like 5 minutes. Come on. 5. That's it.
Yeah, that's understandable.
5 minutes where nobody bothers him. Like literally, let's do a little bit of math here. He left with 600 men. We say about 12 people probably died in the Cyclops cave. And that means
back over it looked like about 18 actually. I watched
that's
the
in the
video we did.
In the animation, yeah, but still, what I'm saying is we don't actually know. The animators could take some liberties there.
Yeah,
The implication is that Zeus, my bad, Poseidon deleted like 500 plus men, 540 some odd men. That was 70% of his forces. My brain's not doing math this early. Something along those lines.
Yeah, 80%.
Okay, I didn't know if it was as high as 80. I felt like it was between the two, but yeah, absolutely. Man is every reason to be like distraught right now. Not to mention, and I'm going to be making comment about this, I want you all to realize, technically he still hasn't slept. It's been 9 days that he was holding onto the windbag, then this incident that happened with Poseidon, and then they immediately landed over here at shore. Chances are this dude hasn't slept in almost 10 days. So just throwing all that context up into the air.
Yeah. One hell of a day.
Our poor boy needs a break. 1 second.
Captain, there's only so much left we can endure. Whatever you need to say can wait some more. Of that I'm sure. Okay.
I would have loved if it's something past like a few minutes later.
Eurylochus, back so soon. Where's the rest of your crew? And by the gods, what happened to you?
We came across a palace. Inside we heard a voice. It seemed to show no malice. To greet it was our choice, but nothing could prepare us for the power that awaited inside.
What did this palace hide?
Sir.
All right. Before he pops off, I want to talk about this again. I mentioned how like each character has a theme. So as we know, Odie is like the guitar, different variations of the guitar. Sometimes it's like an electric, sometimes it's acoustic, so on and so forth, right?
Yeah.
Athena's instrument is like her theme is piano, like everything to do with the piano. Eurylochus, whenever he pops off, it goes into a hip hop beat.
All right.
So just
a violin just now. So
just wait for it. We're gonna give it a few the 5 seconds back because when this first happened, it caught me off guard.
Inside.
What did this palace hide?
Sir. Since we left home, we faced a variety of foes from a wide range of places. Gods, monsters, you know the roster. Hostile creatures that we could resist. But this was a hell of a twist, because we are weak to a power like this.
What do you think it was quoted?
the creature? Or
Yeah, the creature. He's weak to a creature like this. What's the creature?
woman?
What was it? A woman.
I don't know.
I was curious if you were going to guess it. I had faith. But also, this next reaction, Danny Mata pointed this out, and I've seen this so many times. I'm like, yeah, that's on point. I love Odie's reaction to this.
Was a hell of a twist, 'cause we are weak
To a
power
monster
like
like
this.
this.
What was it? A woman.
What?
She had us.
In every arc, I swear to God, and he is pointing this out, I'm like, this is like a reoccurring joke. Every arc, somebody says something and another character responds with, what? In the arc before this, in the Storm arc, it was when we're gonna throw the harpoons to the sky, and is like, what? I think every arc has had a what moment. Like, I think in the second arc, in the Cyclops arc, technically it was Polites talking about open arms. I feel like there was a what moment in that, but like
There was a war actually when the Cyclops said, "You will be the last to die."
oh right, and I believe there was a what moment in the first arc as well. Was it in Warrior of the Mind? I feel like it was, but I don't know for sure right now.
I don't know if it'd be in there. More likely, it'd be when he was, like when he was going over the whole murdering the baby thing.
But
No,
like
there's-
almost every arc, there is a what moment, and after this was brought to my attention, I can't stop thinking about it because it's just there. What?
I've got to say, me and Eurylochus are definitely the same person. I was him in a past life at this point.
Yeah, no, like the more that this has gone on, I'm like, Qued is gonna like Eurylochus all the way through, I swear to God. Alright, we're gonna let him pop off real quick because this is just such a good beat.
What did this palace hide?
So,
Since we left home, we faced a variety of foes from a wide range of places. Gods, monsters, you know the roster. Hostile creatures that we could resist. But this was a hell of a twist, because we are weak to a power like this.
what was it?
A woman.
What?
She had us in just 2 words.
Come inside.
Damn.
That's my favorite part of this song. Damn. Come inside.
God,
Damn.
damn.
I love how Jorge did this entire track, obviously. Otherwise, we would not be reacting to this. However, that is amazing. Oh, wow. I undid my headset. Whoops. 1 second. Damn. I laughed so hard I knocked the cord out of my headset. All
Sounds
right.
about right.
What?
She had us in just 2 words.
Come
Come
inside.
inside. Damn.
Welcome to the best part of your life. Go ahead and rest wherever you like. I've got you. Don't worry, Sassy's got you now.
Only I stayed outside, but the rest went in.
Take a seat. Let me bring you all something to eat. I bet you're tired
Now, back to what has his crew done that's been smart? Talk to me about this. Because when left to their own devices, they opened the windbag and blew them away from the shore. And then, when they were supposed to scout on an island, they gave into their stomachs. And instead of scouting out the location, they end up getting wined and dined by Xerxes. And this happens. Just throwing that out there. When everybody's telling me why am I bitching about his crew, what good has his crew done for him so far?
So far, the only smart decision they ever seem to have made was following him, and then they f***ed up.
Uh-huh.
Got you, don't worry, Sassy's got you now.
By the time they ate, it was far too late. For inside the meal,
Think of your past
she had cast a spell.
and your mistakes.
They began to squeal
They'll be the
and grow
last
snouts and tails.
mistakes you'll make.
She changed them.
I've got all the power, yeah. I've got all the power. No, I'm not a player, I'm a puppeteer. No, I don't play, I puppeteer, yeah.
They transformed,
This is the price.
and it wasn't quick.
We pay to live.
She turned our men
The world is not
from men to pigs.
and to forgive.
She changed.
Okay. I know some people might come and be like, well, this isn't so bad. I know some of you are like, I'd be her pig. I know some of you are like that, but I want to point out as well, is this technically cannibalism? Because you know that the pig that she fed them was probably some other dude.
I mean, technically, as long as it's not the same species as they're eating, I don't think it counts as cannibalism. That being said, it's a very grey line because magic.
I prefer to
Magic
keep my
kind of
hands to
bullshits the entire thing.
a little bit, yeah. I also want to know, as somebody who has any knowledge of YouTube, tell me, how much can you actually say fuck on YouTube? Because I was watching one of Danny Mata's reactions. Dude drops the F-bomb on a regular basis, and it seems like he's doing very well. So if anybody actually knows, let me know.
I've got all the power, yeah. I've got all the power. No, I'm not a player, I'm a puppeteer. No, I don't play, I'm puppeteer, yeah.
We have to go save them.
No, we don't. Look at all we've lost and all we've learned.
It was their own fault, literally.
Honestly, it's one of the dumbest decisions he tried making. How the f is he gonna make that decision? How is he gonna change the magic? He ain't magic. He's got
No.
a sword.
He's
He doesn't even
just,
have a god on his angle.
like, the best he could do is, like, beg.
Much more than what we've earned. Think about the men we have left before them.
What, the whole 12 of them? I don't know how many people went to scout the island, but there's not that many people left on the ship, I imagine.
43, take away the 3 that literally just got turned into pigs, at least in the animatic. Yeah, probably. I'd say it would have been in sense for a group of 4 to be on the scout team. So
Okay.
there's 40 left, logically speaking.
Let's just cut our losses, you and I, and let's run.
Of course I'd like to leave now. Of course I'd like to run. But I can hardly
Hey, Gummerak, how you doing?
sleep now, knowing everything we've done. There's no length I wouldn't go if it was you I had to save. I can only hope you do the same.
I can hear her still,
No one will find
and her voice deceives.
their way between.
What if she can't be killed?
My name's and I.
Will you choose to leave?
Their loving queen.
I don't know.
I've got all the power, yeah. I've got all the power. No, I'm not a player, I'm a puppeteer. No, I don't play, I puppeteer,
She's
yeah.
a clever witch,
This is the price.
and she's hard to slay.
We paid it all.
Now, I want to point out that obviously Xerxes is trying to protect her people. Wait, you want me censored? I would have done that a while ago if that's it. No. Gummerak, I'm saying I appreciate it because right now this is being recorded for YouTube. So me not having to censor somebody dropping the full F thing in the chat above my head is very helpful. You never have to censor yourself. We're just recording Epic the Musical, so you guys not, spamming profanities in the chat. Not like you guys are usually too terrible about that. Unless you're emotionally distraught when we do things like this. Which will be happening in the Underworld arc. I'm just saying.
Lovely.
Wait,
Well,
people can see me shake boot. Fiddles, look above my head on screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your booty shaking is already on YouTube, Fiddles.
The booty shakes for free? Anyway.
It's a game of wits. Which?
This is the price.
And she's hard to slay.
We paid it all.
It's a game of wits.
We draw the line.
But you don't have to play.
Watch from above.
I have to try.
I've got all the power, yeah. I've got all the power. No, I'm not a player, I'm a puppeteer. No, I don't play.
So about that whole 3 men thing. Technically, it might just been 3 men, but she's been collecting.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Come inside.
All right. Next track. Anyway, remember, go subscribe to Gigi if you are not already. They are doing wonderful with their animatics. I love their work, and honestly, I'm going to start doing this.
Open some more comments.
Yeah, spread the love around.
I've honestly got to say, Cersei's not really even like a despicable character for this such as very intriguing.
Yeah, no.
Usually you get angry with these sorts of characters, like Poseidon's an asshole in the previous animatic.
There is one thing I want to talk
much
about that
evil.
with Poseidon. Did you know that technically the Cyclops was actually a child?
I mean, I kind of assumed.
Yeah, the Cyclops was smaller than the other Cyclopses, so he was always left alone. But he was a child, even amongst his own people. Like, he was very small, very childish, didn't have any friends. So the sheep were his only friends, which may make his reaction a little bit more understandable, because it was more like a child having a temper tantrum. There wasn't any, like, elderly knowledge behind his anger. There wasn't any real
Definitely
reason.
not.
It was basically like a
It
child
wasn't-
having a temper tantrum because you took away one of their toys.
Yeah, not going to disagree there.
It
Bottom
adds a
line of
level
it,
of, like,
he
dark
fell
innocence
for
to it.
nobody. My name is nobody.
Yeah, he did fall for that
I
pretty
kind of
easily.
assumed.
Fiddle's got their drink. Oh, goodness. Hold up. Catching up with that. Fiddles has offered 75 times. Oh, no, they got a French 75, and that was their 97th drink they've consumed. They're just ahead of Luna and have given 95
Yay.
offerings. All right, so. My boy! Oh, wait, who did this animation? This one's done by... I'm gonna let you take a stab at that name.
I can't even see it. Give me a sec. Larite, my... Oh, my... What?
Uh-huh. That's why you're taking a stab at it. All right, we're gonna go with, we'll do Larry. Larry. Oh, Larry.
Let's go with Larry.
All right, Larry, you've
Yes,
been
ma'am.
subscribed to. Let's see what you do. Let's see you cook. I want to see what you're capable of. This song is Wouldn't You Like? And once we get into it, this is introducing a character, and their instrument or their instrumental style is synthwave. Do you know what that is?
Not a clue.
Oh, you're about to find out, because I'm sure you've heard it and just didn't know what it was called.
Very likely.
Little prankster.
I must say, what a brilliant speech you gave.
Who goes there?
Just a friend who could help you save your men. A foe like Cersei's not to be messed with. You want to beat her, you'll need the blessing of a certain god. Divine intervention, someone who's not afraid to send a message.
That line is so good. Also, I like their
Yeah, I feel the same. I'm
interpretation.
liking Hermes so far.
He's great. He's basically like Loki levels of goofy prick. He's a helpful. He's helpful, but also he's helpful as long as it's amusing him. And to
That's
my understanding,
generally helpful for all the gods, though, to be fair.
true, but to my understanding, if I recall right, he's like a great grandson. Or no, Odie is his like great grandson in the actual like story of Odysseus. It's like nephew or son, but like way down the family line.
I mean,
Yeah, that was a part of it. I don't exactly remember what their familial tie was, but they actually do have familial tie. Obviously, Odysseus has no clue about that, though. Hey, Grim, just stopping by, say hi. Hey, good to see you, Grim. Thank you for dropping in. Always a pleasure, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Grim, I would be very curious to see what idea you come up with if you want to try to add something to the ideas of the week.
Hermes? like a taste of the power? Wouldn't you like to use more than words? Deep in the night, the fight lasts for hours. You can be hurt or you can be hurt. Wouldn't you like to have some of the magic? Wouldn't you like your outcome preferred? Deep in the night, the fight can be tragic. I'll help you conquer her. She can turn you.
So, small thing, two small things. First and foremost, I love his voice. It is so good. It has such a style to it. Do you know what I mean by synthwave now?
No.
The instrumental in the background would be synth. It's like the electrical
Alright.
sound. Because
Honestly,
Hermes
Hermes
is
would
always
be-
ready to go to the club, Fiddles. That's why.
Honestly, Hermes would be a great drinking companion.
He would be an awesome drinking companion. It would be great. But no, so basically, when there was a TikTok that Jorge put out where he's talking about like the creation of Epic the Musical, and he didn't know what he was like on a really big roadblock with a song that's later on, because that song came before this one technically, because he kind of was making the songs in reverse. That's why he's
Yeah.
updated the musical so many times as he was releasing content for it. But he didn't know what instrumental style he needed. So he had a lamp in his room, and one of the times that he turned it on, he'd mentioned that there was a setting that this lamp could do, and he didn't realize that it had the setting because he'd never dicked around with it before. And it all of a sudden was just doing like neon electric, like kind of pulsing. And he's like,
Yeah.
synthwave. And then that literally was the inspiration for something he was stuck on for months. A lamp told him basically what musical styling this character should have. And it fits him way too well.
Apparently,
You get inspiration
Yeah.
in the weirdest of places. A lamp.
yeah, inspiration.
A lamp in his room is what decided what Hermes' musical styling was going to be.
The night the fight can be tragic. I'll help you conquer her. She can turn you
Into
an
an animal.
End up on her plate. She can all but make you fall in love like you're on your 100th date. She can conjure.
I'm loving his art style, or their art style, by the way. This is like super cute.
Yeah, I like the intellect.
Mm-hmm.
That'll grind you to the bones. She has all the ways to hurt ya when you take her on a love. Wouldn't you like a taste of the power? Wouldn't you like to use more than words? Deep in the night, the fight lasts for hours. You can be hurt or you can be turned. Wouldn't you like to have some of the magic? Wouldn't you like your outcome preferred? Deep in the night, the fight can be tragic. I'll help you conquer her. Oh, oh. Here in the root of this flower, there lies such a power to take her on. You must consume and digest it, then you'll manifest a being of your creation.
Okay, I want to point out, Hermes not only just gave this man drugs, he's like, you need this to take her on to fight her. Like, good luck. But
Yeah.
also, still, we're talking about a guy that maybe, let's say that Eurylochus was gone for an hour. Gone for an hour. Maybe her Odysseus got like an hour-long nap. An hour-long nap in 10 days. So he is probably tripping balls already before getting handed a random herb by a god.
Yeah, no, that is true.
Fiddles, he's that one dude clue that will catch you questioning keep you questioning your preferences. Probably. Right now, swinging both ways a little bit. Anyway.
Son, all you need's a majestic, then you'll manifest a
Being of your
All
creations.
you need's imagination, though it's only for a moment. Till you've beaten your
Odie, you ate that without question, my boy. Like, you need to... Self-preservation, my
He
dude.
already looks like he's falling.
Yeah, he kind of looks like he's already tripping balls a little bit.
opponent.
And I call this route Holy Moly.
He's such a goofy prick and I love him.
God damn it.
I call this route Holy Moly. The laugh is so good, too. Sound the power, wouldn't you like to use more than words? Cody is like tripping balls and having the greatest time of his life.
You know what? Fiddles is right.
Yeah, no, this is one of those times where you don't want to double dose on the holy moly. The idea that Hermes not only gave the man the drugs, he's like, oh, wait, by the way, I'm also going to drop you right outside her front door.
Hermes, thank you. Don't thank me, friend. You very well may die.
At least he's honest. That's more than most of the gods. Hey, don't thank me. You're probably going to die. Oh my god. So do you see why Hermes is one of my 5 favorite characters? Easily.
Yeah, no, I understand why.
He's so good. Best boy. Don't worry, he makes another appearance, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Good luck.
Oh. Mad respect to this animator. They did so well. Like, good job. Highly recommend you guys go subscribe. It is a crime they're only at 23,000 subscribers. Go help them out. I don't know what other content they make, but that was amazing.
Yeah, they did a really good job with Hermes there.
Okay. So, I love the instrumental on this one. This one is also done by a new animator. This is done by Aniflama.
Cool.
Aniflama. If I recall right, the thing I liked about their art style is, as you see it right here in this first thing, everything looks very hand-drawn and sketched. Like all the shading and stuff, you can see like all the little pencil marks, and I actually like that aesthetic.
Yeah.
Because it's very simple, but you can still see a lot of detail that they put into each part.
It does help with like understanding the amount of effort that goes into these drawings and the animatics.
Absolutely. Yeah, it looks like you can see every stroke of their, I'm assuming they probably, obviously it's digital, but it looks like they probably, you can see every stroke that they did with their, what are they, like E-pens? I always forget what they're called.
Probably.
Yeah. But
I think it is called E-pen.
Love the beat on this song as well. So you've gotten the first 2 songs of this in so far. Thoughts on Xerxes?
Stylus, that makes sense.
Stylus, okay, thank you.
I like both of the characters so far. Both Cersei and Hermes that have come in. Their songs really do suit their kind of like the way they build up. I also did like Eurylochus' startup on this entire run.
Yeah, like I said, the fact that he's like, we're gonna go like for like a boom, 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 boom. Whenever he starts popping off, is great.
Yeah.
All right.
I do like the way that both the I like how Cersei kind of made the entire. It feels like it's the way she's like built up around her world.
She has her own island. I mean, it is technically her world. They are the intruders.
Yeah, you kind of get the not. She sounds like madly overthinking her power, but at the same time, she kind of isn't too far gone, if you know what I mean.
To my understanding, and not to ruin anything, but I believe Xerxes is a minor goddess. She isn't human. She is a minor goddess.
She was, yeah.
Yeah.
She is mentioned.
If I recall right. So she is technically a god, but she is a minor god and still has her own wealth of power, clearly.
Yeah.
There's that guitar.
Lady of the palace, sorry that I asked this, but I hope that I've been misinformed. I sent out some scouts to take a look around through here, and they wound up at your doors. Through the years we seldom get a warm welcome.
Another banger line. Through the years we seldom get a warm welcome. I like writing, okay? Like, wordplay is one of the things that I love about this musical, is how well the lines bounce from one to the next.
I'd agree. They've got a really nice way of using not the most common language.
Yeah. Also, it's just very, like, the way that the beat is with this song is very upbeat and bouncy, but there's, like, a tension in the air.
They wound up at your doors. Through the years we seldom get
Get
a warm welcome, so I must ask just to be sure. Did you do something to them?
Who, me? All I did was reveal their true form.
You turned them into pigs.
Like, no tact whatsoever. Hey, you turned him into pigs, woman.
Yeah.
And her like, huh.
I don't know who you are, nor why you're
Oh,
here.
well.
But let me make this one thing clear. I've got people to protect, nymphs I can't neglect. So I'm not taking chances, dear. If you make one wrong move, then you're done for. Anything I don't approve, then you're done for. I could put a spell on you, and you're done for. Boy, you better run, or soon you will be done for.
I love this interpretation. That, like, the idea that she just becomes massive and intimidating in this one moment. And I think what I like most about what the artist does, because they don't bring this back, I will spoil that right now, but the emotion behind what his confidence and how he portrays her, or how Odie sees her in these moments. Because
On you, and you're done for. Boy, you better run, or soon you will be done for.
I don't mean to tip your scale, but you will fail at placing any spells on.
there's that cockiness. It came back. It's still there.
After all the dumb shit he's done, I'm surprised he has the right to even attempt to be cocky.
Oh yeah, I know
Dumb
the
duck.
smugness in his voice, like it's goated. Sometimes an overly confident character is wonderful. Sometimes.
I don't mean to tip your scale, but you will fail at placing any spells on me. I just ate a flower, one that claims your power, so you better cower now and flee.
The fact that he blatantly outs why the spells won't work on him is also a little concerning for self-preservation. She could have found another way to try and kill him, I suppose.
Honestly, it was kind of just dumb to state that, oh yes, I ate a power that contains your power. And then say go run and flee. I feel like basic weaponry can do enough.
Yeah, the fact that he's like, now
Just
run, you need to
man.
go. Like, I get he's trying to get his men back, but the fact that his, like, overwhelming confidence here is just interesting.
Yeah.
Ate a flower,
Feels really
one that
dumb.
claims your power, so you better cower now and flee.
You must be a liar, mortals can't acquire money without dire consequence.
Then I must be a god like you, cause I got this root from the ground with my bare hands.
Also, calling himself a god to another god is like the worst way to start a pissing contest in history.
Yeah. Also, didn't Hermes say that the root contains the power? I feel like this is a dumb choice.
Well, he already ate it, to be fair.
Yeah, but Hermes, I'm pretty sure, stated the roots of the flower contain the power. Or
I
am
think this is more
or am
the
I
artistic
missing
choice,
something?
but yeah, in a given sense, yes, he did consume it. But I think that's what was left of the root.
Either way, yeah, he's just a madman.
Yeah, straight up. But the fact is, like, I'm a god like you. Just oh,
You know,
Alright.
you have a very good point, Fiddles. Ancient Greece
true.
kind of answers both of those things.
Money without
Dire
dire
consequence.
Then I must be a god like you, cause I got this root from the ground with my bare hands.
Hermes gave it to you, didn't he?
Okay, fine, yes. Well, regardless.
She sees right through the bluff instantly.
Hermes immediately calling him out. Hermes is doing some shit, apparently.
Oh my god. Well, like I said, he's a prankster very clearly. He has his own opinions about the world around him, and he just does whatever he wants. Hermes gave it to you, didn't he? Fine. Well, regardless.
You and I are now evenly matched. Our fates are intertwined, they're attached. I've got people to protect, friends I can't neglect. So now there is no turning back.
I love how they both have the exact same principles, though, in the song. It reflects that they both want the same thing, just for their own people. They're not
Yeah,
essentially enemies. They're just people who are trying to protect those they care about.
I mean, rulers in ancient times generally, like, good rulers would fight like that, I guess.
Yeah, and he
Aaron
was the king of
Hurricane.
Ithaca, so like it does kind of track that he would really try to put his people first in most cases.
I mean, considering all the dumb stuff that's happened, you have to remember he did just go through a war, and through the entire war, he made sure not to lose anyone in the war.
Yeah.
After the war, he fudged up
No,
plenty of things.
hold up. Wait. Do we blame him? Because technically, we could also, it was partially Polites' fault about the ogre.
Technically, yes and no. No matter what, they
Polites
didn't have
did,
enough food.
because also Odie did say, in fact, he was the first person suspicious of why the cave was full of sheep.
Well, yeah. But at the same time, Odysseus is still the same person who shot the first sheep.
True. But even if they didn't shoot the sheep, I wonder
went
if they would have
into it.
just tried running with the sheep being alive in their arms, if the ogre would have had such a violent reaction. I genuinely don't know.
Generally, I don't. I mean, temper tantrum wise, like we were saying, he's a child, so it most likely wouldn't. He would have had a bit of a tantrum.
Maybe not as
trying to steal
murdery.
my toys. But if you return the sheep or threaten the sheep, saying, you know, if you try anything, we'll just murder your sheep. Which, why didn't they just say they were going to murder sheep anyway?
I don't know.
Anyway.
At this point, I'm not sure. But yeah, no, it's just something to take into account. As far as it goes, this character does care about their people.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to... What? No! What button did I hit?
0.
Apparently hitting 0 puts you back at the beginning. I did not actually know that.
Yeah, no, if you type a number, it'll go to a certain section in the video. So
I did
press
not
5
know
if
this
you
was a
can't type
thing. Holy crap. Learning.
Fades are intertwined, they're attached. I've got people to protect, friends I can't neglect. So now there is no turning back. You've made your one wrong move, now you're done.
And I love that for this artist, this is my props. Instead of like her casting spells and him deflecting them with his sword and chasing her down, this was how they decided to animate the fight, where they both summon their own monsters. That is so cool to me.
Intriguing option.
For I will be the one to prove that you're done for. Not even a spell saves you, cause you're done for. Oh, you better run, or soon you will be done for. You've lost.
My nymphs are like my daughters, I protect them at all costs. The last time we let strangers live, we faced a heavy loss.
Further proving the point that she is not a bad person. She really isn't.
Indeed.
This
Definitely
is... She's
building
still
up the
lived
entire
long
arc.
enough to become jaded, that realizing that all humanity is horrible. And why take risks when you know you can just end the end of the day?
True. It's safer to protect her nymph's daughters by not letting men
Or anybody near
live.
them.
I think it's primarily like a higher level of thing because nymphs are always labeled as female.
Yeah.
This
Absolutely.
is ancient times. There's no guarantee that unforeseen.
If a woman washed ashore, you know, maybe they would take better care of her, possibly. I don't think they'd probably turn her into a pig compared to like the armies of men that have come across this island.
I'd imagine not.
If anything, I would say they probably actually like wine and dine her and let her go, or try to convince her to stay, if anything.
Very likely they could have convince a other woman to just stay and live. But I feel like a whole thing about turning them into pigs is definitely, and how Cersei at the start of their interaction, Odysseus and hers, did specify, I've turned them into what they are. I've shown their true colors or whatever. It's definitely, you know.
She has a very harsh opinion of
yeah.
men, but it's harsh opinion of men that has been made by what men have done to these people.
Well, yeah, Greek history doesn't really show good signs.
No, and in general, since men are assholes. Like, as a guy, look, I get it. Not all guys are assholes, but there's enough problems in the world that we have a bad reputation.
I'm not too sure that's right. I think nymphs are kind of like fairies, but larger. Fiddles.
You've given me no reason to bestow you with my trust, but everyone's true colors are revealed in acts of lust.
I'm not sure I follow.
I want to point out, homeboy hasn't slept in 10 days. Give him a minute to catch up. There's some brain lag there. He'll get there eventually.
I'm surprised we're not seeing this.
There are other ways of
All right, no spoilers for the next song, but that is what it's going to be. There are other ways of persuasion.
Oh, damn.
And this is Aniflama. They did really well. Go check them out. I love their art style and how they decided to orient the fight in particular. I think they did a very good job with that. The next one is the Spicy song. See? Warning, spicy connotation. It's by Gigi again! Yes! I'm not gonna be a dick like Sayu. I love this man, but when he was first reacting to this, he's like, "Oh, spicy connotations. You guys can't handle that." And literally for like the first half of this song, he watched the video and had them on a black screen and didn't let them watch the video with him.
It's evil.
It is.
Well, luckily, you don't have to worry about that with your community.
No, not even a little bit.
This isn't going to be spicy enough for half of them.
Probably not, but it is a very good song. And
Well, I say that as if I'd seen the video. I have no idea what they're about to see.
it's on YouTube. They can't go too spicy with it. Let's be real.
Yeah, true.
Okay. So, there are other ways.
There are other ways of persuasion. There are other modes of control.
So I love a difference in the animation style between the two. In the first one, he had just had the sword like pointed at her. And this one, he has her pinned against a wall, about to take her fucking head off. Like, the very different interpretations how the fight ended.
There are other means of deceit. There are other roads to the soul. There are other actions of passion. You have so much left to learn.
Did she just make her hair longer so she'd perceive as more attractive? Did you all see that?
That does sound about right.
Her hair's like that. Well, her hair, no, it looks like maybe she just took the ties out. No, well, that.
Yeah,
Hold up.
Takes the ties out.
You have so much left to learn.
Okay, so it is just taking the ties out, but it looks like it got a little bit longer too. Damn.
Fire. Show me that you're willing to burn.
Who's to say with all mistakes I've made
Don't be
that they will be the last
of your
mistakes I
past.
ever made?
Think of your past. Dude doesn't want to think of his past. He's running away from his past. He hates his past. Sorry.
And he's trying.
Oh.
freaking
There is so much power, but there's no puppet here.
He is getting manhandled right now. I would be into it. Anyway.
This is the price we
I'm
pay
just
love.
a
There is no line,
I'm
never
just
enough. So
a
much power, so much power, but there's no puppet here.
I can't.
The fact that this guy is a loyal husband is the only reason he didn't take a knife to the back. I want to point that out. This is a sign.
Yeah.
Don't be an asshole in your relationships. It will bite you in the ass eventually.
A loyal husband who's a king definitely is a rarity.
Mm-hmm. I love this. Just, okay then. Put the knife away.
Back at home, my wife awaits for me. She's my everything, my Penelope. And she's all my power. But it's been 12 long years. Oh, 12 long years.
And it becomes a therapy session. And she just jumps out of the way.
Oh no.
All right, dude.
Cersei didn't expect that she became a therapist.
It's like, look, I was trying to comfort you in a way, but this is not what I had in mind, dude.
Since I have seen my wife, and now the god of tides is out to end my life. So I beg you, Cersei, grant us mercy and let us puppets live.
Poseidon, eh?
I also want to make one small note. There's a very funny TikToker that did the events of what happened after Odysseus gets home. And the scene starts with, and I'm only going to say one of the two characters, but Odysseus gets home and he wakes up to hear his wife and sees that his wife has a sword and shield in hand. And he goes, "What's happening? Are we under attack? Is it the gods? I'm ready. And she goes, no, honey, lay down. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just going to go on a little trip. After you told me about what happened, I need to go visit Xerxes and somebody else and remind them who the you belong to.
Greek history.
Yeah, Penelope being like, I got some scores to settle here.
There might be a way to evade him. There might be a way to get home. Though this other way's very dangerous, it might be your one final hope.
Well, when he got here, he had no hope, so he might as well take the one final hope he's got.
Yeah, no, it's 100% in third position because there is no other way but water.
No.
You gotta see once invade.
Yeah, he gotta see wants him dead. Still think okay. I want to point out, and like as we go through, it is a little strange Poseidon's reaction because at the end of the day, technically, Odysseus didn't kill his son. Now, mind you, if he would have killed his son, he would have never known. But the fact that what Odysseus perceived as mercy, Poseidon saw as a greater crime. That he had to teach, like literally spend years tracking this man to teach him a lesson. Something about that is just baffling.
Well, generally speaking, the entirety of Greek mythology, it's a higher likelihood that Poseidon didn't do it because it was his child that was hurt, but because his child was maimed, his child then complains, and then because he's alive, he's now a constant reminder that Poseidon's child can be hurt. And maybe a bit of an embarrassment to him, which then he's blaming on.
Yeah,
Odysseus.
it's just an interesting thing in a general sense, where like if he would have killed the Cyclops, the idea that none of this would have ever happened, because originally the Cyclops said nobody hurt me when the Cyclops was talking to Poseidon the first time.
I don't know if it would have been Poseidon though. It could have just been other Cyclopses.
The implication that I've always been told is that he was talking to Poseidon in that moment, but it could have been other Cyclopses.
Makes more sense, honestly. It would be other Cyclopses or Poseidon or his mother, maybe.
Well, so to my understanding, when a Cyclops is born, it is a process of a spirit elemental
Objection!
mating with a god. That's how a Cyclops is born. Because in the Percy Jackson franchise, not saying that that's like canonical or anything, but Percy's brother was a conception of Poseidon, and I believe in either an earth. I believe it was an earth spirit.
You know, to be fair, we don't really have any logical way of finding out how a god turns. Well, God makes babies, or Cyclopses are born, or all the other bits.
That's just what I remember from that particular franchise. I believe it was a spirit, an earth spirit. That's off memory. Which was funny because technically that would make it Paul. What's his name? Paul. The name of the Cyclops starts with a P.
I don't actually remember him having a name.
He does have a name. It's actually in the video too. It doesn't say it in the song, but you can see it in the video at the start as Polygamous or something like that. I still remember the work he made. One of the stories. I love the instrumental cut right there. Problem is the prophet is dead.
God damn.
I can't get you home, but I'll get you to the underworld instead. I'll release your men and
so she's not gonna kill you, she's just gonna send you to the underworld. Out of context, that seems like a bit of a trap.
In logic, yeah, it sounds like a trap, but it is Greek mythology. People walk out of the underworld quite a bit.
They do, they really do.
And walk in, funnily enough.
Suppose,
get you to the underworld instead.
Odie's like, wait, hold up.
You're helping us?
There's that right there. There's that 10 days without sleep brain fog hitting all over again. I keep making the joke, but come on. When you see his reactions, it's very, very... yeah, every time he responds to something, it's like, wait, what, huh?
There are many ways of persuasion. There are many modes of control. Maybe showing one act of kindness leads to kinder souls down the road. I remember actions of passion. I have been in love once before.
So what I love about this song compared to her first song is in this song, she goes from like a mastermind to almost like a motherly figure to even Odysseus in this sense. It's be like, hey, I know what you're going through right now. I've been there. I will help you out.
It's kind of nice.
Yeah, like it's another side. Like it very goes to show that Xerxes is not a one-sided character. In no way did I ever see her as a villain per se. But like it, one thing that this musical does really well is like make sure that nothing that is in this series is ever black and white. Everything has hints of gray.
Eh.
Maybe one day the world will need a puppeteer now.
Yeah, she's a mother figure to her nymphs, but in a general sense, she's also being like a mother figure to Odysseus in this moment as well. Also, first time chatter, welcome in. Call sign Doom, welcome to the stream. How'd you find me?
Or maybe one day the world will need a puppeteer.
So much power, but there's no puppet here. No salvation.
The fucking tackle hug in the background. I was looking for anyone watching Epic. Well, thank you. Yes. Presently, we have been doing an arc per stream once a week, roughly, depending on, because I'm not only watching it, we're reacting it for YouTube. These are being recorded to be uploaded to my YouTube channel over on Mackinu Plays.
Indeed.
This is going to be the last song, sadly, since you just jumped in, but I will be doing this once a week. And I've seen Epic the Musical. However, I'm introducing it to my boy Quoted here, who has never seen it, and also the majority of my community that knows nothing about it or does not know a lot about it. So it's been kind of fun to add in my own like bits of detail and flair to the reaction, and also be able to set up some interesting. Yeah, I will be back. Oh hell yeah! Well, we will be around. Oh, I so badly want to tackle the next arc right away, though. I'm going to be real. Like I said, the next arc is my favorite. But it would be like another... it's 3 songs, and they're so good. The first and third are my favorite. I love the Underworld Saga. The first song kills me every time I listen to it, but I love it. It's so good. And there's also some fun lore bits that we could drop there. However, things that go on with my reactions. Shout out to the animator again, Gigi. I will have all of their links, I promise, in this reaction, in either the comments or the description, because I forgot in the last video and need to resolve that after stream. Quoted, we've done this at the end of each video, so tell me, what were your thoughts of the Puppeteer saga?
Honestly, really liking Cersei.
Right?
Still gonna say Eurylochus is my favorite character, but Cersei, Hermes is cool. His character really fits what I imagined Hermes' character would be based into.
Hermes is best boy. I fucking love Hermes. Like I said, also big note, there are no spoilers. Like my boy Quoted here knows nothing, and he's done good at not looking anything up, and I've done my damnedest not to spoil him. I'm gonna drop some really fun Easter eggs in the next arc that if he doesn't know, well, because he won't know anything about it, will make those songs hit so much harder. That's why I'm really looking forward to the Underworld Saga. I've been hyped about this next saga because there's some things I want to talk about.
I'm in danger for next saga.
Your heart's gonna break next saga. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. Also that art piece of Odysseus chatting about his wife.
I like Cersei's character. She's definitely...
That is actually adorable right there. I just noticed what you're talking about, Fiddlesticks. That's great. I miss her so much, man. But yeah.
10 days without sleep. That'll do something to a man, apparently.
Yeah, 10 days without sleep. His first interactions with a really attractive woman who did try to seduce him, and his loyalty kept him from that. But I loved all of his brain fog moments of like, what? Huh? What are you talking about? Just subscribe. Thank you. We are trying to hit 200 subs. Honestly, if we could do that before the end of the month, that'd be great. So spread the word if you like the energy. But yeah, no. So you like Cersei? You're saying Eurylochus is still your favorite, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cersei, obviously, there's only been her as a female character, but
If you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. Please click one of these two videos, and if you'd be so kind, like and subscribe. Take care.